How's Ross coming with his harvest land, Jamestown? No, well, last night we had a Thanksgiving for Tuesday.
All right, I'd like to call the Greeneview Local Schools Board of Education meeting to order November 20th, 2025. Please call the roll.
Suzanne Arthur,
Here.
Chris Bailey,
Here.
Jesse Connor,
Here.
Scott Powers, Megan Smith.
Here.
I'd like to invite everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, the vision of Greeneview Local Schools is to be a community of learners, community of success today and tomorrow. And the mission of the Greeneview School community is to provide an excellent education in a safe and caring environment, preparing every student to succeed in a global society. May I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll second.
Mrs. Arthur,
Yes.
Mr. Bailey,
Yes.
Mrs. Connor,
Yes.
Mr. Powers. Mrs. Smith.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, I'd like to extend an invitation for public participation in agenda items only. For those new to the board meeting, we haven't been in a while. We have 2 times where the public can address the board. One at the beginning for items that are currently on the agenda, and one at the end for items that are not on the agenda. And you'll have 3 minutes to address the board. So anything on the, anyone want to address anything on the agenda?
What's
Okay.
on the agenda? Oh, okay, no,
Okay.
you want me to read, forget it.
All right, and we do not have a presentation this evening, so we will move on to the treasurer's report. A, approve the minutes of the regular board meeting, October 9th, 2025. B, approve the October financial reports. C, approve adjusted estimated receipts for the fiscal year ended June 30th, 2026. D, approve amended appropriations for the fiscal year ended June 30th, 2026. E, approve the advances for the month ended October 31st, 2025. F, approve budget purpose statements for the following district funds: Greeneview High School Drama Club, Greeneview Middle School Crochet Club. G, approve a then and now to Mark Matt for state wrestling team meal reimbursement dated March 9th, 2025 in the amount of $218.85. H, approve resolution for an amendment of the retail electric service agreement originally approved in March 2024 for billing beginning December 1st, 2024 through the December 2028 billing cycle from Interstate Gas Supply through the Southwestern Ohio Educational Purchasing Council. I, approve agreement to contract with US Omni and TSACG Compliance Services, Inc. effective December 1st, 2025 as the district approved representative for 403-457 plan services. Note, this is the OASBO endorsed partner, our current former representative. J, approve treasurer's report A through I as presented. Mrs. Fisher, do you have anything to add to that?
On the retail electric service agreement, the one that we approved was only through December 2027. They were able to extend that agreement to December of 2028. So that's why it's on here for your approval. And then the US Omni agreement, they're just going to make sure that we have everything in compliance for IRS and everything like that. So.
Okay.
Are there any other questions on anything?
Okay. Entertaining motions to approve the treasurer's report?
I'll move. I'll second.
Mr. Bailey,
Yes.
Mrs. Connor,
Yes.
Mr. Powers,
Yeah.
Mrs. Smith,
Yes.
Mrs. Arthur.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Yeah, moving on to superintendent's update. Dr. Woodruff?
Yeah, I'll start with teaching and learning, and primarily really under the teaching and learning category tonight. I'd just like to mention that a great deal of time, energy, and intention are being put into really understanding and responding to students' social, emotional, and behavioral needs right now, especially in the month of, at the end of October and the month of November. A lot of time, whether it be PBIS or MTSS or student supports, all of that is at the forefront of really our own adult learning and the best ways in which we can serve kids So some examples of that are PBIS improvements taking place throughout the district, whether it be incentives and awards, a reboot, if you will, as well as data tracking and things that we can do preventatively to help set our students up for success. We're also working with outside agencies to best determine intervention strategies and apply behavior plans where appropriate with our most intensive kids. So a lot of very intentional work taking place in that area. Also, our district leadership team is spearheading an updated career advising plan. And so this includes initiatives and planning, not just for our high school, but really K-12 in the ways in which, well, one, and it is required by policy and state law, but at the same time, like what specifically we're doing at the individual grade levels and grade bands to foster students into career fields. And related to that, the high school's really been focused on career field experiences. So whether that includes like a manufacturing day or exploring the health sciences or our partnerships with Wright State and more of the guidance departments facilitating visits, giving presentations about programs, scholarships, and career opportunities. I also want to give a shout out to the variety of ways in which each building is embedding opportunities to connect with kids, provide for intervention opportunities, checking in with students, providing resources and information, or simply having fun together. Whether it's planned activities or the new home teams at the high school, dedicated time is being carved out in the schedule, attending to the whole child, really fostering our school cultures. So we're best supporting students' readiness to learn and our staff's ability to be empowered to do their best work as well. Transitioning into facilities, we've begun to use the multi-purpose building. Wrestling is using the space. Our wall pad company did not deliver enough wall pads, and so we're short a few of those pads. Still, we are using the facility. Once installation is complete, we'll hopefully be able to close out on that project. Also some other details and making sure that it's done. But we are using the space. I also just want to reinforce some of the hard work that's taken place at the transportation area to clean up that space. We'll continue to ensure that we're cleaning it up and really making sure that we're using that space effectively to also house our equipment. The construction visitor baseball dugout began on Monday. And if the weather would cooperate, I think that project will be able to move right along pretty quickly. Athletic Boosters is actively raising money to donate to potential soccer fields behind the high school. I know that they're selling tickets to the golf cart raffle and are planning an event this spring. There's a booster meeting just last night, actually. We had the Kleinger's group, as you know, come out and survey the anticipated area. They did not see any major concerns with the area or the space that we thought would be relevant. They believe the field should be able to be constructed at a reasonable cost. Now, major charges wouldn't be anticipated, but there is a want to ensure that we have a well out there and to provide for irrigation. But in terms of the layout and the slope of the area, as long as the soil's good, there's not buried junk out there, then really everything should be fine as soon as I say that, So in terms of like adding irrigation or a well, which also would include bringing electricity out there, obviously all that comes at cost. But right now signs point to doable. So in terms of like next steps, there really aren't any. I mean, like I said, we know that it can be done. And so we're really waiting on securing the capital before we can really tangibly say what next steps are. At the elementary school, we still have one potential roof leak, that's given us fits. We think it's at a drain, that's located in the front hallway. So we'll have the roofers out one more time to hopefully address that area. We did get a verbal quote on what a new roof could potentially cost at the elementary school. And so, the verbal quote was somewhere around $500,000. So right now we're, kind of having conversation about where to go from here. And one of the thoughts was that maybe we would start to restore that roof in patches. And thinking right now, at least the initial thinking is that front hallway is the area that gives us kind of the most trouble. And so that might be the best place to start. I met with the Jamestown Area Foundation on Monday. They approved a preliminary plan to renovate the high school library and media center into like a more inviting space. to construct it in a way that can be a larger meeting space as well as a maker area and 2 adjacent small room renovations. So what is right now the teacher workroom could turn into like a small group space. And also where there is an office right now could turn into like a green room where students who participate in Mr. K or Mrs. Beams or Mr. Falk's classes would be able to utilize computers and be able to do their work without being in another class, which is kind of how we're making it work right now. So I do have the initial proposal that is not finalized, but there's nothing like being able to take a look at what this envision looks like. Again, the Jamestown Area Foundation, they reached out to the district to ask us to think about what could be a project that they could be a part of and that could happen relatively quickly, and encouraged us to kind of think big again. And so I know even before my time here that there had been conversation about how to update the library into a more kind of relevant media center, if you will. And when you look at some of the drawings there, you'll see that the space would be divided into like really kind of 3 areas. And you can see how that division is not so much by hard walls, but you can see like the flooring that's used. So when you would first walk into the space, that would be more of like your library, like your library nook where kids could hang, where they could do work, where they could congregate. Even kind of think like a little bit like coffee shop vibes. The circulation desk right now, we're hoping to move then to the center of the library. If you think about what that library looks like when you walk in and to the left, that circulation desk is really large and eats up a lot of space. So a smaller circulation desk at the center of the space would be ideal. It also helps divide the space. The meeting area then in the middle there where we were, the intent was to be able to seat at least 50 adults so you could have a staff meeting there with all staff there or professional learning. And then in the far corner would be like your makerspace area. And then you can see also those 2 adjacent rooms, the small office that has the green screen and whatnot. So right now, they have approved this proposal that SHP has put together again at the Jamestown Area Foundation's direction. And so we will continue with next steps and I will continue to update you at the board meetings. And I'm sure that there might, be some things too that the board needs to be involved in. So we're at the very, very, very preliminary stages, but essentially SHP has put together a visual to share with you. The Jamestown Area Foundation has approved that visual and what the estimated cost they think to be. So now we're moving forward. There's no major construction in the project, really. There's some demolition, like I said, in moving like the circulation desk to the middle and some of the bookshelves so that we can open up the space. You'll note like we're not getting rid of books, and you'll see that shelves have been added in between the windows to maximize where we could just move those books into other locations. It opens up the space in the middle. I guess kind of just to close out, all the furniture would also be on wheels, including chairs, so that you could manipulate the space to set up for whatever venue or event or activity that you wish. So extremely generous on the part of the Jamestown Area Foundation, and our staff too has been involved in providing feedback to make sure it fits kind of the needs and wants of our students and staff.
What would be the projected downtime for them to complete something?
They would start doing some things in May. But by things, I don't mean like major work. They feel like they can complete it over the summer, so that it could be, open. That was our initial question too, like, how long would the library? Right now, they're sharing with us that we might just have to close it early so that we could organize the books, and if we need to do any weeding, and so that when they come in, they can, again, without major construction, that they should be able to accomplish that project before the start of school. So I wanted to share that with you. Going into operations, over the past few weeks, I've really had the privilege of seeing many wonderful examples of parent and community engagement happening across our district. For example, at the elementary school, our family academic night was a success. Families filled the cafeteria, the students painted pumpkins. They were able to do a little bit of trick or treating too, to kick off the spooky holiday. The middle school hosted its most well-attended grandparents' days it's ever had. And at the high school, our staff worked together to host a fundraiser that not only raised money to support students through donkey basketball, but it also really brought a diverse group of community members together that really in my time here, I don't know if I have seen all in one space to really just come together and have fun and laugh. Each of our schools also took time to honor our veterans in their own way. So whether that be a cookie reception or a lunch, or a breakfast, that those celebrations really reflect the deep respect that I know we all know and the gratitude we have for our veterans in our community. I want to recognize Mr. Davis and give him a shout out for a good deed that he was able to connect with a former student, Mr. Max Powers, actually, on a school project at UC to take some recycled technology that would have been disposed of to donate to a school project benefiting underprivileged youth and families. So again, a shout out where shout outs due. I attended the OSBA conference on Tuesday, and many conversations quite candidly evolved around funding, new legislation, and vendors sharing their services. However, I also want to share that Ms. DeWitt ended up presenting at the conference. She was accepted, blending her two roles related to crisis communication, kind of the work that we do where crisis is related to communication, but also her mental health background, in which she's able to talk about the ways that we can layer in prevention to help keep our students both well and safe at the same time. So Ms. DeWitt and I are also working on furthering developing our communications plan. So we came in together, it's like hard to believe 5 years ago now. And believe it or not, communication has changed over time, even in the last few years. And so similar to the idea that I had shared with you previously about putting together a maintenance plan, really want to make sure that we put together a robust communications plan that's both relevant and also not person dependent. It's kind of an example of this that also relates to some of our work this year is this week we provided like a best practices on how to use Parent Square in the district. And we coined that like the 3 C's on shoes. So if you remember at this year, like using the 3 C's when we think about collaboration, connection, and compassion. And so kind of like looking what that looks like in practicality. So I can envision some more like 3 C's on shoes in the future, like what that looks like with practical strategies. But again, just advancing our communications platform, making sure that we're using Parent Square to its full functionality. A few housekeeping items. We received our final distribution of our ESSER funds. So that was certainly
Great.
to be celebrated. High school students and families were also made aware last week about the new cell phone policy. Implementation will begin December 1st when we return from Thanksgiving break. But the cell phone policy is in accordance with House Bill 96 and was also approved as part of district policy at our last meeting, policy 5136. And it bans the use of cell phones or wearable devices during the instructional day, except for very limited circumstances. And the instructional day, just to be clear, is from 7:20 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Okay, with Thanksgiving approaching, there are so many wonderful activities taking place in the buildings. And one of them that I just want to recognize is an initiative that they did at the middle school called Thankful for You. And over the past week, what staff members did is they were invited to write short notes expressing why they were thankful for one another. 278 messages were written, printed, and displayed outside of each staff member's room. And not just teachers, this also included custodians and food service, etc. So when everyone arrived Tuesday morning, when everyone got to work, they were greeted with a colorful wall of all of those messages and appreciation outside their doorway. And they celebrated their efforts, the compassion, the difference they make every day. So like I said, the spirit of Thanksgiving is soon upon us. That was worth sharing with you. And so I want to close out my superintendent's update tonight by sharing some information about our students of the quarter and our students of the month. So you'll remember at the elementary school, they do a student of the week every week. So literally every student at the elementary school one at some point in time is gonna be student of the week. At the middle school, they do student of the month, and at the high school, they do student of the quarter. So if I may, I would like to share a little bit, instead of I used to just read those names, I'd like to share a little bit of information about the students. So for the middle school students of the month, for the month of September, in fourth grade, Waylon Reed. Wayland is kind to everyone, works hard every day, and never gives up, even when things are tough. Wayland's a great friend and classmate who always tries to help others and make good choices. We're proud of the great example he sets for our school and way to be representative of a Ram. In fifth grade, Jacob Isaac. Jacob's kind, hardworking, and has a great attitude. His love for learning is contagious. He sets his mind to something and he accomplishes it. He's an awesome friend to others and a positive example for his peers. In sixth grade, Scarlett Mulligan. Scarlett is a hardworking sixth grader who always helps her classmates and listens carefully in class. She completes her assignments on time and shows kindness to everyone around her. Her positive attitude and dedication are what make her a model of what a Ram student is. In seventh grade, Esther Cacho. He's always polite, hardworking, and strives to do her best every day. She also shows us extra willingness to help others. I might mispronounce that. October, in fourth grade, Henley Reed. Henley's a very kind and conscientious student. He always has a smile and is willing to help teachers and his fellow students. In fifth grade, Logan Fribley. Logan's an outstanding example of hard work and kindness. He comes to school every day with a positive attitude and readiness to learn. Logan treats everyone with respect and encourages others to do their best. October for sixth grade, Daniel Adams. Daniel's the kind of leader others naturally gravitate toward. His kindness and genuine interest in others make him highly respected among his peers. He's often the first to offer help, showing his classmates that true strength comes from empathy and working together. Because of his hard work and compassion, Daniel makes the classroom and our school a more positive and excellent place. Seventh grade, Aislinn Ellis. She's always helpful, volunteers in class, asks important questions, and sets high goals for herself. Aislinn is positive and respectful. And for the high school, students of the quarter, for quarter one, in eighth grade, Mackenzie Davis. Throughout the first quarter, Mackenzie has excelled in academics and in modeling what a Greeneview Ram should be. She's thoughtful of others, is helpful toward her peers, and respectful to all. Mackenzie models what it means to be a leader and demonstrates kindness in her actions. Mackenzie's reflective behavior, along with her strong sense of responsibility and courage, helped her confront a situation in class that she was able to handle with grace and maturity. Student of the quarter for quarter one, ninth grade, Maddie McLeese. Maddie's one of the most exceptional students because she's genuinely curious and authentically fun. Maddie's incredibly committed to bettering herself and everyone around her, and she takes every opportunity to learn as much as possible. Maddie enjoys asking questions, which will directly help her become the person she wants to be. She's fun, humble, and compassionate. Her joy is infectious. It's difficult to have a bad attitude when Maddie's in the classroom. For 10th grade, Kylie Hackman. Kylie admirably represents Greeneview High School in her academics, athletics, and character. Kylie's one of the brightest students, but that does not stop her from working hard to comprehend content at the highest possible level. She works hard playing soccer, and her positive attitude is infectious. Her joy and discipline equips her to help everyone around her become the best version of themselves. For grade 11, Nick Hassett. Nick consistently is a positive influence in psychology class and AP government class. He's always willing to answer questions, provide examples, and be a positive role model in class. He's willing to take risks, offer insight, and overall be an inquisitive student. And finally, 12th grade, Jeremy Butler. Jeremy has always been a sharp student with much to add to a classroom discussion. Although he was no longer in this particular class, his inquisitive nature has changed. The difference, something has shifted. A smile and a positive attitude have taken the place of somewhat hard and a hard exterior. He genuinely seems happy, ready to learn, and even excited to talk about his mastery of calculus. To witness this kind of maturity and growth in a student is a privilege, and we are excited to see where it takes him. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to share both our students of the month and students of the quarter at Greeneview Middle School and Greeneview High School. And that concludes my superintendent's lecture.
Thank you, Dr. Woodruff. Might have any questions or comments?
I just wanted to ask about the home teams.
Yes.
Yes.
Is that at the high school?
The home teams is at the high school, maybe formally, advisory period at the start of the day. But it has been rebooted, if you will. So it's an opportunity to be able to share information, say from the guidance office. It's an opportunity to do character strong or to explore other ways in which students can connect with one another. It's a place to have fun and create some competition. It's also a way in which everyone has a home base and has a teacher or a staff member who is like their person that can also check in on their grades and how they're doing in class and is like their first exposure of the day. So, I know that the teachers are really working hard to make sure that it is successful and that the time is maximized and also that the students are engaged and appreciating it as well. So Ms. Edwards has done a great job, I think, of also providing feedback from both students and staff on how to continue to improve it and make it what it is, beneficial for everyone. Yeah.
Is that fine? And are they all students at the same grade level or is there a mix of grade levels?
It's same grade level, for the most part. I believe I'm getting the no. I think it's 15 minutes too. It's their first period.
It's 15 minutes and it's grades 8.
So they're mixed. Okay, I
thought they were grade level. I thought they were. grade
I was
level.
curious
Yeah.
because I just visited Greeneview Middle School, High School, who has some teams similar to that, where the grade levels are mixed and some activities, so.
Oh. You said Greeneview,
Yeah,
did you?
I'm in Greenfield.
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 Common mistake, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it also their first period though?
Yeah, it's the first 15 minutes.
Okay, yeah.
It's their
Kinda
first
like
15 minutes.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah,
Okay.
I made an assumption that their first
Yeah.
period was also at the same thing.
And with the less of the upperclassmen with like CCP and stuff, it provided more of a chance for the upperclassmen to interact with the younger
It was
students.
almost like a family type thing.
Yeah.
Like, when I
Yes.
observed at Greenfield, the things that they were saying about it, it was kind of more of a family type situation. So I wondered if it was similar. So thank you for
Yeah,
telling me a bit more about it.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of potential there, to your point, like once you start to
Yes,
create that environment. Culture building, to say the
Yes.
least.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you again, Dr. Woodruff. Moving on to new business. A, approve gifted plan for the 2025-2026 school year. B, approve online day plan for 2025-2026 school year. C, approve nutrition standards for 2025-2026 school year. D, approve special education model resolution for 2025-2026 school year. E, approve the following club: 4-5 middle school choir supervisor Rick Gonzalez for the 2025-2026 school year. F, approve new business items A through E as presented.
So except for the approving the club, all of those are things that need approved every year, but nothing sticks out to me that is different from previous years. Necessarily, the online day plan is to ensure that, God forbid, we would need to be out of school for a long period of time, that there's an agreement between the Teachers Association and themselves and the board of how we would proceed.
Okay, thank you.
Boilerplate, yeah.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to approve the new business items.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Mrs. Connor,
Yes.
Mr. Powers.
Yeah.
Mrs. Smith,
Yes.
Mrs. Arthur.
Yes.
Mr. Bailey,
Yes.
motion passes.
All right, moving on to personnel. A, approve Lacey Wilmax, elementary building aide, step 0, 1-year limited contract for 2025-2026 school year, contingent upon proper certification, background check, and completion of required paperwork. B, approve Leah Reed, elementary classroom aide, step 0, 1-year limited contract for 2025-2026 school year, contingent upon proper certification, background check, and completion of required paperwork. C, approve the following supplemental coaches for the 2025-2026 school year. Varsity girls basketball coach Samantha Beal, varsity boys girls wrestling coach Mark Matt, JV boys basketball coach or varsity assistant Michael Beagle, JV girls basketball coach or varsity assistant Rachel Strickle, varsity boys girls bowling coach Regina Hine, varsity boys girls swim coach Alice Clare, high school wrestling assistant coach Matt Hendricks, Alex Rivera, Tegan Hendricks, 25%, Brian Hackworth, 25%, Dana Matt, 25%, Ben Pike, 25%. Varsity basketball cheer coach, Angela Dickerson. Ninth grade boys basketball coach or varsity assistant coach, Brandon Maxey. Ninth grade girls basketball coach or varsity assistant coach, Michael Turner. Eighth grade boys basketball coach, Danny Webb. Eighth grade girls basketball coach, Chris Sonneman. Seventh grade boys basketball coach, Mark Mash. Seventh grade girls basketball coach, Blaine Saunders. Middle school wrestling coach, Ray Dickerson. Winter strength coach, Ryan Haynes. JV bowling coach or varsity assistant coach, Josh Turner. Swim assistant coach, Adam Moneypenny. JV basketball cheer coach or varsity assistant coach, Tiffany Doyle. Middle school wrestling assistant coach, Tim Hoskins. Middle school winter cheer coach, Jenny Van Zant. Volunteer high school wrestling assistant coaches, Sam Hook, Colin Matt, Jesse Anderson, Eli Campbell, Tyler Taylor, Gary Holcomb. Middle school 7th, 8th grade boys basketball assistant coach, Jake Damon. High school boys basketball assistant coach, Greg Haynes. High school wrestling assistant coach, Caleb Allen. High school boys basketball assistant coach, Wyatt Irwin and Kyle Falk. Approve the following certified substitutes for the 2025-2026 school year: Jamie Miller, Clarissa Bowden-Distel, Ashley Welch, Rachel Farrell, Austin Brock, Sierra Mesa, all contingent upon proper certification, background check, and completion of required paperwork. E, approve the following classified substitutes for the 2025-2026 school year: Cynthia Rutherford, building aide, Michael Armitage, bus aide, Jessica Fall, bus aide, Austin Brock, building aide. And F, approve personnel items A through E as presented.
No second.
Sorry,
No, I'm sorry.
Mr. Powers,
Yeah.
Mrs. Smith,
Yes.
Mrs. Arthur,
Yes.
Mr. Bailey,
Yes.
Mrs. Connor.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay. Item 7 is for discussion only for board members. If any board member has anything they would like to discuss.
I'll just share that at the Career Center, programs are full and there are waiting lists and so many great things are happening. We have purchased more property to expand. And we're currently working on one of the first phases is we're going to expand the culinary section. And so lots of really good things are happening. And Superintendent Deskins has been working on fundraising and has done quite a lot of really good things with the fundraising piece with re-giving. And so lots of good things are happening there with our Career Center.
Great. Thank you. Okay, moving on to item 8. Now is the portion of the meeting for the invitation for public participation on non-agenda items only. Since we have a few people who are going to be addressing the board, I just want to, again, just lay out a few things. When you come to address the board, please give your name and your address for the minutes. Everybody has 3 minutes to address the board. If you have done this before, this is not a question and answer back and forth between the board. This is your time to give your comments, concerns. Please don't view that as a negative thing. There are policies and procedures in place to set meetings with administration, or to set a meeting and come back to another board meeting and have those kind of discussions in the proper format. So just kind of want to lay that all out for everyone. And with that, whoever would like to come on up and talk, be happy to start.
All right, I'll start.
Right?
Name's Clint Connor, 4889 Waynesville, Jamestown Road. I'm here on behalf of Greeneview Intramural Youth Basketball and speak to the board. I've had these conversations with Dr. Woodruff, but I wanted other ears to hear this. The new program that we have put in, that you guys have put in place for gym rentals, while it is easier for you to see how things are going, it doesn't appear that it is expediting the issues. We have waited at least a month in our December dates, and Dr. Woodruff and I had discussed this. And a lot of it is to do with the scheduling from the athletic director, Mark Reinhardt. And the lack of help that he gives us from the youth organization side of it. We have had interactions, emails back and forth with the athletic director, in which the best answer he could give us was, your guess is as good as mine, from an administrator. I don't believe that that is an appropriate answer from an administrator, and especially not somebody that can have such a positive impact on the community and be in touch with the community as well as he could be. Instead, he chooses that type of language towards people that are trying to help his future athletes. And as I've expressed to Dr. Woodruff and Mark himself, it seems as if the only way to get him to actually respond in a appropriate manner is to copy in his boss. And when I do that, that wastes her time. She's a very busy person, and she has to answer for him, which is inappropriate. But he should be able to communicate with the public, and which he doesn't. Not very well, at least, not with us. This isn't the first time that we've had this issue with him. Hopefully it does get better with this program. It has, because now we are getting months in advance instead of the Monday before. But we're still showing up to the gym where our basketball players might as well bring hockey sticks and playing on a floor that they're sliding across. The stands for the musical still set up when we show up. Lights in the parking lot have burnout. Our kids are walking out into a completely dark parking lot, and we have no mat for the door for them to wipe their feet off because it's in a pile outside of the door with rodent feces on it that has been there, I can say personally, for at least a month and a half. And that's not a good look for our school district. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Connor.
Thank you.
Oh, I get that a lot.
Right.
Have I gotten ugly?
Anyone else?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
For those that don't know me, I'm Patricia Engel. I am youth wrestling director going into my 6th season, my 10th season with the program itself. I'm also a PRN school nurse here, 3 kids in the district. I bring some concerns that Clint brought. We have lots of difficulty with our athletic director, with support from the school district for our youth program. We met with Dr. Woodruff and our AD back in May. I've not received any communication since then regarding all the issues that we brought in. We're a big supporter of our high school wrestling team, our junior high wrestling team. We've helped fundraise and buy new competition mats. We've done all kinds of things. We help cover costs for them, which is excellent, and we love to do so. But we're just lacking a whole lot of support. We're running into issues when we have rental time that we're banging on the door, wasting 15-20 minutes outside of our practice time, waiting to be let into the school. Currently our big issue, if I put in a rental for a Sunday tournament, I'm being charged per the space and not just the building. So for 2 tournaments, I'm looking at like, whatever 30 times 4 times 12 hours is for a single tournament, which is new. And I don't know if that's the way the new system is set up, but it's going to bankrupt our youth program. So we're also being charged for practice time that we weren't charged for previously, and we just can't sustain these things. So it's just an issue I wanted to bring to the board and see what we can work on. Basically just a big lack of support. So for a huge program in our district. That's really,
Thank you.
yep.
Hello.
Do I have to wait?
He's reset.
Oh.
I was just waiting for my timer. I won't take the whole 3 minutes anyways.
It's the old manual.
I should have just walked with you, but yeah, probably give me the minute 20. That's all it probably take.
Now the time's running out.
There you go. Okay.
Now,
See you in a minute.
You get it right. Okay. I'm Wendy Harlow, past wrestling coach, past softball coach, coached youth in almost everything through Jamestown. I'm just sort of piggybacking Clint and Patty, with the whole, conversations with Mr. Reinhardt. We try to get a gym space, but we're constantly denied. It's anybody, to my opinion, anybody that has a disagreement with Mr. Reinhardt at some point is always pushed to the side. He finds any reason not to give us what we want. Been fighting for the gym for a couple more tournaments and he can't get us one gym. We are a big moneymaker. Wrestling is one of the biggest sports here. It's where most of the kids are striving from. Mrs. Woodruff, she read the students of the month. I think 9 out of the 12 of them are wrestlers. You know, it's a good program and we are feeding our school. I don't know why our school is not supporting our youth programs. That's just probably my biggest question and would like to see something be brought to it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
You're up, Mike.
Mr. Brown, you've never been shy. You've never been shy.
No, I'm not shy. Give me rest of their time. It's good. No, it's not gonna take very long. Mike Brown, 1224 Watkins Road here in Jamestown. I wanted to come up and just kind of address the school board. I didn't even know who was on the school board. I've never met the superintendent or the treasurer, and I just thought it was appropriate that I come up and get to meet some of these people. And I wanted to see what the community was talking about and some of the things that's going on. And I'm not here to cause any problems tonight or anything like that. Most of the time when you get anybody at a meeting, it's because you've done something wrong or somebody's mad. They don't come unless they're mad about something. It'd be nice if we could fill all the chairs and maybe put more out. Be nice to have more community involvement. So I just come to see what was going on a little bit. Seems like you have got a problem with your athletic director. I hear that. I would like to see that addressed if that's the problem you have. Does anybody intend to address that? I mean, I'm not here. I just heard it, so I thought, well, or do you intend to address that or just let it go by the wayside or what? I don't know. Was just checking, because if you're not gonna address it, and I come back and these people complaining again, then I'm gonna get involved. You don't want me involved, okay? You really don't. I'm not that bad a guy, I'm a nice guy. But I know Scott really well, I know Chris really well, and I think I've met you before.
I've met you before, Mr.
Mrs.
Brown.
Thornton. Yeah, where'd I meet you at?
It's hard to tell. I'm everywhere.
Yeah, okay, well, I thought I'd met you. And I know you, but I don't know if I know Megan Smith.
I can vouch.
Okay,
I can vouch.
okay. And I've never met the superintendent. It's nice to meet the superintendent. And I don't think I know this lady here,
Inga Fisher.
Inga Fisher, and you are the treasurer.
Yes.
Okay. All right, well, it's nice to meet you all. Keep up the good work, at least some of it anyway. But I have got just a couple questions. Do you guys tape the meetings? Is it taped?
It's streamed live.
Okay,
Right now.
I was wondering what that was. I'm an old paper kind of guy, so you gotta kind of forgive me for that. So if a guy would want to come in at any time, and it wouldn't have to be at the the board, but I could address this, the superintendent and maybe get a copy of some of the things that's, like, your agendas, maybe some old reports and stuff.
Absolutely.
Can we get that? Okay. All right, just wondered. Okay, well, with that, again, I want to thank you all.
How are
Appreciate
you
it.
walking after the donkey ride?
Oh, yeah, I'm a little sore the next day. But it was a lot of fun. And did anybody know how much money they raised?
I do not.
Not off the top of my head.
You mentioned that. I didn't know if anybody know the total. Nobody knows the total. Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Brown.
Dr. Woodruff, this is the one that wins all the money out of the ball games, the raffle, the 50-50.
I won every one of them last year except one.
You are
And I
kidding me.
didn't buy no tickets that time, so Travis, got me. Every one
He
of
wins
them.
all the time.
Okay,
Oh, good.
last call. All right. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it. And I will now entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second.
Mrs. Smith,
Yes.
Mrs. Arthur,
Yes.
Mr. Bailey,
Yes.
Mrs. Connor,
Yes.
Mr. Powers.
Yes.
You're adjourned at 6:47.